Hello. Hello. Good day, everybody. Welcome. It's finally election day. Here we are. Now, just quickly before we begin, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Lockheed Martin and Raytheon, for putting together this lovely election. And on one hand, we have the blue rapist and the red rapist. All right. So let's see which one of them wins. So as you can see, I got a little fancy flag behind me. I turned it upside down on purpose just to piss off any of the, the MAGAs. I was thinking, like, is that fundamentally disrespectful? I was like, these motherfuckers, man, these colonialists, they would come to Africa, they would come to the Middle East and literally give you a flag. You know what I'm saying? Like they would just make up a fucking flag and just put it there. Like, yeah, no, you're not independent anymore. You're under our rule. This is your flag. So I think that, after they bomb the shit out of the Middle East, I'll do what the fuck I like. By the way, what's funny is when I was looking at the intro for my show on television, the American flag is also upside down. I didn't notice that, right? And I noticed it after like 2-3 times watching. I was like, oh shit, that's so dope. I catch your drift, huh? I see what you're doing. So as you can see, the blue rapist is in the lead. And Orange Cheeto Man is still, we're getting the command center set up. Oh my God, this is such a farce of an election. What a joke. Like, literally nothing is going to change, man. It's like I said when I was on Convo Couch earlier. Tomorrow morning, the drones are taking off. The B-52s are staying in the skies. B-52s are actually really impressive, man. Like from a engineering standpoint, I think they can circle the Earth several times without having to refuel, and they're so impressive. Boeing did such a great job, murdering people with them, that I think the last time they extended the contract, I think it was under Obama, if I'm not mistaken, they extended it like 60 years or something. 60 years? It was a couple of decades, man. Something obscene. Like, I've never seen that before. I was like, what? Yeah, that's how effective it is at killing people. Well, I mean, it's made mostly for nuclear payloads, but it's also used for carpet bombing the shit out of people. So, versatility in murder. It's really impressive how humans make tremendous, considerable, exponential leaps and strides in technological advancement when they want to kill each other. It's actually a shame, I was thinking about this actually. Yes, we're going to have a lot of rambling that has nothing to do with the election, because I'm not sitting here all night without talking about some other shit. But I was thinking about this the other day, man. I was thinking, like, isn't it weird how, if you look at human history, right? You look at human history. I mean, we've been killing each other like thousands of years. And again, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is still being debated, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, us Homo sapiens, we killed off all the other subspecies of human. Yes, Neanderthals being one of them. I should have paid more attention in biology class. Then again, that's not my forte, right? Which I think. I mean, okay, someone's going to come along and say, well, that's a testament to our survival instinct. Yeah, okay, I think it's a bit more than that. If you look at how we behave now to each other, what is that? But my point before was that it's not, I don't want to go back that far in history. I'm just saying in general, isn't it weird how you have different cultures, different languages, different epochs, ages, and we still act the same, right? Is that sad? Like, you still find murder, you still find war, you still find these terrible things, conquest, in different times, in different periods of history. I think it's sad. I don't know what that says, man. Now we're going to delve into philosophy. So in French schools, they teach you philosophy, right? And again, not my forte, but I passed. And now you're going to have the question of, does man have a nature? Is he born with a nature, or, is he a product of his environment? Just a second. I have something important to answer. 1 second. Yeah, so what does that say about us, man? What does that say about human beings? But I mean, I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm not saying like it has to be that way or it's always going to be that way. No, I think we can. I'm gonna start sounding like some hippie crack now. Look, let's look at what we got over here going on with this fucking election, this farce. I'm really angry. Looking at the Iraq War shit today, and then looking at this. I mean, what is this? People are voting for some fucking piece of shit who massacred Iraqi children. Well, I'm going to tell you more in a second, but about what I was. So anyway, here you can see what we got so far. This is from the New York Times, which, as you all know, is such a reputable source. Nonetheless, the election is a farce. So, oh, you can hear my music. I'm sorry. I've got Linkin Park playing in the background. I'm really sorry. Probably any copyright strike now. That's great. Anyway, look, the way things are looking now, it's still a toss-up, man. I mean, this could go either way. This could really go either way. People are thinking that Biden is going to win or that Donald Trump is going to pull a surprise. As you can tell, what I'm offering you right now is pristine political analysis. I thought it would be much more interesting instead of, counting beans or pumpkin seeds. What we could do instead is offer some substantive critique on the U.S. and the U.S. empire. Yes, boy. By the way, I was like, mate, I'm knackered. Do Americans know what that means to be knackered? It's like I'm worn out. Dude, I barely slept. What the fuck were we doing yesterday? I don't even remember. What was yesterday? Was there something yesterday? I have no clue. I have no clue, man. Like I got elephant history with other shit, but no. Elephant memory. Yeah, that was a great Biden moment right there. So my point is, I haven't slept, and I did 2 interviews today. I'm not complaining. Alhamdulillah, these are good problems to have, right? They're blessings. But I promised y'all we would do this, and I have been looking forward to it. Now I don't know if y'all are playing with some y'all want to do some shot games or something. I think I got some alcohol somewhere. I mean, nothing special, but we could make do. So I don't know how you want to do this. This was more fun in the debates. Every time Biden would be like, look, here's the deal. The fact of the matter is, or you have a gaffe and you take double shot. Hold on, let me see your comments. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't even know how many people are watching. I didn't even post that we're live on Twitter. Give me a second, y'all. Wow, we got 164 people watching. I love you. You could have been anywhere else, but you're right here. You're right here. Isn't the background awesome? Isn't that dope? So we got 164 people watching, but only 84 likes, man. Come on. Y'all can't do me like that. I expect better. Colin says, I thought you don't drink. I don't. I mean, it's not a conscious decision. I just got bored of it, man. I got bored of it, honestly. Yes, that's the truth, But obviously with you guys, I thought if we're going to play a game, of course I'm going to drink. I'm not going to say no. It's so good to see you, Habibi. It's good to see you. And it's good to see Holly. We got my eyesight that is not working. But seriously, like Marco, I'm hoping that I'm reading. I'm trying to recognize you guys by your profile pictures. But what's the drinking game? Mona, thank you for the super chat. Says you didn't do the debates. Also, I sent a PayPal. You getting alerts? Girl, I need to check. Also, hold on with the debates. The first one I was in London. I swear I couldn't do it. I was too knackered, worn out, fatigued. Just let me check over here. Right. Hold on. So I did get it. Thank you, Mona. You know, I was just rambling. But again, it's not showing me what. It's not showing me what. It's not showing me what. Which is incorrigible. Hold on a second. Let me just put let me put on the screen. Meanwhile, I figure this out because I don't want to get y'all. I don't want you guys staring at me like I'm some boomer or something. No offense to the boomers, but you know, no. So this is how we're looking, man. The Electoral College. The Electoral College. A monumental disaster. The antithesis of democracy, I would say. And you know, I was just talking earlier with a confidant of mine, and what they said was, would it not be easier if you just had one vote? You know, one person, one vote. That's it. A popular vote. End of story. You know, like a democracy. Which, and then you're gonna have like the MAGAs coming in like, oh, we're not democracy. Yeah, I know. All right, hold on. I'm trying to figure out this thing, man. You know the thing. Mona, I see the. I can finally see the super chat. Hold on, let me read it to you. Wow, look at that flashy flag behind me and everything. Mona says, Richie, damn, you're all professional with your electoral vote counter and shit. Thank you. Although it kind of disappeared. I need to scroll back up. Hold on. Also, let's do a pop quiz. Do you guys know how many electors each state has by heart without looking? So Mona says, Richie, damn, you're all professional with your electoral vote counter and shit. And the flag shits. Look at Big Dick getting his shit together. You know it. This was always destined to be. From little dick to big dick, as he said on Convo Couch. Oh, man. Seriously, thank you, Mona. I really appreciate that. I'm glad that you're enjoying the decor, le décor. Oui? And I'm just checking in case somebody sent something else because I don't want to miss anybody. Give me 1 second because I heard on the... Okay. We got a banana peel from Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. I always appreciate the consistency. It's a big plus. It's a big fort. So we got Reuters that are reporting over here. Okay, this is a few minutes ago now. You probably already heard. But Biden is projected to win New York and New Jersey and Maryland and Vermont. That's going to sting, Bernie. Hey, Bilal, thank you for the super chat. Bilal says Paul Finkelman's Pro-Slavery Origins of the Electoral College is a good read. Man, look, I mean, the way that I see this is like, you know, it's not just a question of the Electoral College. It's, look at the DNC primaries, for example, right? Even the Republicans don't have that shit. Super delegates? What the fuck? And then each state has like one state has a caucus and the other one has a regular primary. And then just a second, one second. And then you look at, I'm trying to make sure we don't get a goddamn copyright strike. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you look at the primaries in the DNC. I mean, it's just corrupt from top to bottom. And then you look at just the Electoral College as a whole, man. Forget that. I'm talking about voter suppression, like how they closed down the polling stations by the hundreds, and they're purging people from the voter rolls. And, you know, they were doing it also, especially to foreigners, right? So when I had Fiorella on the first episode that I did about the U.S. elections, dude, she said herself, they looked at all of the ballots. It was mostly foreign names that got erased, you know, and they do it because they're more common. It's normal, you know. You might go to an Arab community, you have a couple of guys named Muhammad, and they might even have that as like the same first name or last name or whatever. They might have like you have common names. Doesn't mean the same guy voted 15 times. This is a bullshit excuse. This is laziness. Like, look, you cannot, man, 99% of the time when you're talking about problems with the US, they shouldn't exist. This country has more resources and money and power than any other nation in history. There is no excuse for this shit. They just don't want to fucking do it. So Mitch McConnell, no surprise, he's back. He got his thing. And Amy McGrath, man, she raised like $100 million. She actually outspent him $30 million. She's bye-bye. She's toast. And I mean, she was, man, she was basically a never Trump Republican. It's like, yeah, we want to keep the system, but without Trump. Oh, you mean the system that got you Trump? Right. That's going to work out great. So anyway, man, what do you guys think is going to happen? We need to do a poll right now. By the way, I see we got 190 people watching, but only 138 likes. Unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. Y'all can't do me like that. You need to hit the like button, throw a couple of shoes at it. And man, I'm listening to some good shit on here. I'm sorry I can't play for you. It's just copyright, man. No, but seriously, I remember when I was watching the election in like 2016, dude, it was all over the place. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I remember, it was all over the place. Like we just couldn't tell who was gonna win. It was pretty close, and then Trump looked like he didn't even expect to win. He was like, what? He looked almost disappointed. He's like, shit, I got to do this now. This was a thing. I have it. I got to do this job. So I'm trying to give you the latest updates while they're coming in. All right. Give me a second over here. Right. Putain, mais ça casse les couilles. Does anyone else cuss in a different language? It's really not on purpose. It just, the shit happens, man. So Donald Trump is projected to win South Carolina. South Carolina. Wow. Wyoming is also going to Trump. Let's take a look at the map again. I want to show you the full thing over here. But yeah, the Electoral College is a pile of shit. I mean, like, who are we? Who are you kidding? It's a pile of crap. It's not democratic in any capacity. One person, one vote. And even then, like I said, even if that were the case, imagine tomorrow morning they abolish the Electoral College. How do you know that the ballots are being counted properly and not being tampered with? The fucking voting machines. They talk about Russian interference all the time, right? Dude, these things are completely insecure. You don't have to be a state actor to undermine them. It's not me who's saying that. There are fucking wizards, geniuses in IT, who've, dedicated enormous amounts of time to finding vulnerabilities. They've reported them to the manufacturers. They don't give a fuck. Of course they don't give a fuck. They'll lose money trying to fix them. This is the thing with America, man. It's like the fucking capitalism is, the greed is really on another level. I mean, like, fundamentally speaking, it's capitalism. But this is like on another level. Like they will fucking throw people under the bus. No health care. The voting machines don't work and we're not replacing them. Like just to save money. Like this is some other shit. But that, again, I mean, when you think about it, that actually pales in comparison to like imperialism, colonialism. So let me just show you the full map over here. So we have to do a quick poll now. Like I said, who do you guys think is going to win? It's now or never, man. You don't get to answer this tomorrow. Okay? That's how we're looking. It's tight, man. I don't know. I thought that Trump is going to win. Okay, that's what I predicted, and I'm not an expert in predictions whatsoever. And if I can be honest, look, I love streaming with you guys. You know that. I'll stay here for like 10 fucking hours with pleasure. with pleasure. You know it. But this election, man, it's getting on my tits. That's, again. So we got Biden winning Colorado. Wow. So just so you know, Colorado, all right, is a big ass state. Colorado has about 9 electors, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's 9 electors. Yeah. John Hickenlooper. Do you remember this guy when he was in the beginning of the race? Dude, look, I want to say something real quick. I love politics. I mean, covering politics, not politics. I love history. Yes. But this fucking primary, I don't know. That was torture, man. It really was. Do you remember when we had debates with like 10, 20 fucking people on the stage? They're all yelling over each other, like just trying to get a fucking soundbite. It was like some high school cafeteria beef. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Elizabeth Warren, where's this bitch? Like, she just disappeared, and she comes back like 2 days before the election. Ilhan Omar has won her seat. She's won re-election. Expected. And John Hickenlooper, as I just said, he's won his Senate seat as well. So that clown was running at the beginning of the race, and God, I'm just, you know, every time someone would drop out, we would just be like, fucking hallelujah, man. Oh yeah. By the way, I thought of putting the giant map as the background. Let me try that. Hold on. It's probably gonna look tacky as hell. You won't be able to see it. But yeah, hold on. Oh, maybe that could work. All right, let's try this. Let's try it. I don't know if it's gonna work, but yeah, that's not the map. That is not the goddamn map. Nah, it won't even let me scroll down. Lame. Okay, I'm just gonna put back the flag. There we go, man. So speaking of voting, you know, when it comes to the UK, well, I mean, I can't vote anymore. How democratic, right? They stripped me of my voting rights. But there was a vote in Parliament because, look, they wanted young people to vote, right? But the election was taking place on December 9th? Yeah. No, December 12th. And they wanted to move it because you'd have all the college students going home for Christmas break, right? And they're not registered at that address to vote. So you would essentially be making sure that all of the young people, all the college students are excluded. Yeah, nice dirty trick by the Tories, but that's obviously not why Jeremy Corbyn lost. You know, the smear campaign against him. There you go. Oof. Just a few more hours until nothing fundamentally changes. This is the most underwhelming, the most underwhelming coverage in history. Okay, guys, let me read your comments. Anthony, thank you for the super chat. Anthony says, keep up the good work, man. You out there making a difference. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Obviously, no matter what we do today, it's not going to make a difference. But I wanted to tell you also a bit more about what I was doing earlier. So I don't know if you saw on Twitter, I posted this video of, actually, hold on. Let me just keep up the window over here. All right. There we go. So I was going through that speech that George Bush gave in March 2003, right? So right before they invaded Iraq. That is a chilling speech, man. Like, I remember that shit, man. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding, man. When he was giving that speech, it's like the fucking planet went silent. I don't know how else to describe it. Changed the fucking world, man. You could argue maybe 9/11 was a bigger turning point, but nonetheless, that shit is chilling. I still remember it, and I went through the speech, and I was like, what, you know, all this shit is horrendous, and whether it's Biden or whether it's Trump getting elected now, they're all going to continue his legacy. You know, Trump last month, right? He was saying during a press conference at the White House, oh, we're going to pull out of Iraq in 3 years. Yeah, right, buddy. Yeah. You know, maybe if they manage to dry up all the oil fields in 3 years, then they'll pull out. But no, I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, I hate it when people say that. And it's just like when AOC was saying, oh, Trump's withdrawal from Syria. It wasn't even a fucking withdrawal. He stayed with the oil and just left the north and stayed in the northeast. They talk about, oh, you have to withdraw properly. What the fuck does that mean, withdraw properly? That's like saying, could you imagine, like, you see somebody like beating the crap out of someone on the street, and then instead of telling them to stop beating the crap out of them, you're like, no, please stop beating the crap out of them properly. Like, do it slowly, you know, like maybe keep beating the crap out of them with one arm and keep kicking the shit out of them with one leg, and then you could stop with one arm. What the fuck? What is this, like, oh, we have to slowly stop imperialism or slowly stop colonialism? Fuck you, bitch. Fuck both of you, Trump and AOC. Like, how degrading is that? Like, oh, you Arabs, shut the fuck up, you Syrians. Just wait. We have to withdraw properly. What the fuck? Who the fuck are you, asshole? Go mind your fucking business. It's really insulting. The arrogance, the fucking supremacy that emanates from these people. I mean, who the fuck do they think they are on the other side of the planet? Talking about when they're going to withdraw. Motherfucker, you got no right to be there. So, you know, other people, they don't comprehend this. They don't comprehend this. So I have to break it down for them. And, you know, Donald Trump, he was saying we're going to withdraw in 3 years from Iraq. You could withdraw tomorrow fucking morning if you wanted to. Don't give me that bullshit. And by the way, another side note, just to show you the impact of WikiLeaks, in case you didn't see the million ways that it's impacted politics and international relations and the news and how news is conducted, right? You got to remember that all the news outlets now, they copied what WikiLeaks pioneered, like this secure drop system and anonymous uploading. But one of the things that WikiLeaks did is they directly altered the Iraq war. So, you know, after you had these war logs coming out, exposing the torture programs, exposing all the bullshit, you know, just a second, I'm just checking if in case we got any updates. No, nothing. That put the Obama administration in hot water, and then they started withdrawing. They didn't fucking withdraw, man. They always say they're withdrawing, and then they leave behind like 500 or something special forces to linger around, which are basically like more effective than all the other fucking battalions they had there in the first place. You know, it's just like in Africa right now. They don't tell you this, but you look at Africa Command. Dude, they got like 51 out of 54 countries with U.S. troops in them in Africa. What the fuck are they doing there? They're not operating there legally. Do you understand? They haven't been invited there. It's insane, man. It's really insane. So we got a donation over here. I'm just going to see if there's a note attached. Okay, so Pete just says you need to hit a hard reset and take a Xanax and sleep. Wait, who said that again? Somebody said that the only winner from the debates was Xanax after watching Biden and Trump. And sleep for like 16 hours straight. And how are you projecting that flag behind you? It's upside down, man. Can't you see? It's upside down. But thank you. I appreciate it that you're looking out for me. You guys are really sweet. Oh, just to show you how tired I am. You remember a few minutes ago, I was like, what the fuck happened yesterday? Something big happened, didn't it? Yeah, the goddamn attack. I'm really out of it, man. But it's okay. We got to keep going, man. So I don't know what the fuck I was going to say next, but yeah, you know, that shit with Obama, like, oh, we're withdrawing from Iraq. No, you didn't. You're still there. What the fuck? You know, every couple of weeks, like every 2 weeks, you'll see reports of how the U.S. is moving, like, I'm not talking 1 truck, 2 trucks, motherfucker, convoys. You know what a convoy is? Like, we're talking a fucking 40 vehicles, right? They're moving them in from this crossing between Iraq and Syria. It's called the El Walid crossing. And they're bringing in all these supplies to reinforce their presence inside of Syria. It's unbelievable. Like, they're already illegally in Iraq since 2003. And now they're just using it like as a launching pad to further cement their illegal presence inside of Syria so they can steal the oil and just, you know, be a thorn, essentially, and pose a threat to any kind of return to normalcy. So just pulling up the map for you over here. Yo, but seriously, how many of y'all notice that the flag is upside down? Okay, there we go. Oh boy. I mean, I really don't get who's advocating for Biden or Trump. Like, we don't even address the guys who are advocating for Trump. Like, what? I'm not even going to begin. What a shit show. What time did it finish last time? I think like 8 a.m. GMT, something like that. So I'd expect the same thing. And there are people who are saying it might take even longer. I don't know if that's true. It's just speculation. What do you guys think? Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm just getting a drink. All this shit is depressing, man. Vote out fascism. You know, Jesse Ventura, I can't remember where he was speaking on which channel. Probably RT on his show. And just a second, I'm just reading here. So they're saying that Trump might be winning Michigan, but the results are not, the full results are not in yet. And man, do you remember when Biden, he like wagged his finger in the face of that auto mill worker? They're talking about guns, right? The most astonishing thing is like how Biden would go out of his way to say like, I'm not banning fracking. How dare you how dare you insinuate such a thing, boy? There we go. Look at that, lined up perfectly so you can see the abomination. I mean, this is just, it's too early to call it, honestly. It could go either way. And I one thing I will say, and I'm not basing this off of anything concrete, it's just that, you know, there are people saying that, okay, well, Donald Trump, what he might do is take it to the Supreme Court and declare, or he might declare victory prematurely, whatever. And essentially, that we're not going to have the results today, right? That's what they're saying. I don't think that's true. I think we will have them today. I don't know why. It's just a feeling. I'm not basing that off of anything. I just have a feeling that we will. Okay? Is that fair enough? Is that cool? I'm just looking for more Updates? Nothing yet, man. Nothing yet. Just like I said, Hickenlooper is back. His mouth looks like an anus. That's it. We got a couple of super chats. Thank you so much, Marco. Oh, that's so sweet. Look what Marco said. Marco said, this is for the Kaffee und Sachertorte. So for those of you who don't know what a Sachertorte is, it's like this amazing cake made at Hotel Sacher, and it's got like jam, marmalade in the middle. Chocolate cake with jam in the middle. It's really good. Thank you, Marco. That's really sweet. Do you know I've never actually bought one? Like I've never actually bought a whole Sachertorte. I probably should one day. But thank you so much for that. And Ariane says, as an Iranian, I really don't care who wins. All I know, the U.S. is a sinking Titanic. Brother, I feel you. I mean, it's kind of funny in a way because you got people like trying to rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic. I mean, it is a sinking ship in some ways, but it's not funny because the people who are suffering are the working class, right? It's always the working class, man. You know, it's never the people at the top who are paying in any way. I mean, like emotionally, financially, nothing. Never. So, we can talk about, oh, okay, look, that country is a sinking ship or the empire is collapsing. Yeah, but who's suffering, man? You know, even the working class in that country is getting fucked. And that's the problem, man. They screw an innocents over. They are ready to screw over their own constituents and populace, and then people are raw too. What can I say, man? It's a nasty ass world. It's a nasty ass world. By the way, while you guys are here, can I please implore you to go and sign up for the newsletter? Again, it's free, and fuck YouTube. Okay, I'm probably gonna get banned. No, but seriously, you already know what happened once they tried to demonetize my ass. And the other day I posted something about Israel on Twitter, and it's just like censored. Like no one could see the post. Right? It's like you look at the stats. 17. It reached 17 people. I was like, what? So I was criticizing him about the detention of Maher al-Akhras, right? The Palestinian man. Oh, so we got updates over here. Donald Trump wins Kansas. Let me pull this up. There you go. Donald Trump has won Kansas. And Torres, Richie Torres. Oh no. Oh, that dirtbag. Do you remember who that is? No. I did a video on this guy. I think most people don't know who he is. Hold on. I want to pull up my video that I did on him. Okay. Oh my God. This guy's a piece of work. Give me a second. You're going to remember who he is. Oh God. Oh, he's so atrocious. Here we go. Also, we're seeing here polls have just closed in Iowa, Montana, Nevada, Utah, and part of Idaho. So you can see here it says Richie Torres, Democrat, wins New York's 15th congressional district. So just to remind you who that is, who Richie Torres is, here, take a look. Burst out laughing because of how ridiculous it is. So you got this guy called Richie Torres who just got elected to New York's 15th congressional district. And the guy, just watch the video and then we'll dissect. Just watch this goddamn video, man. Are you ready?
Hello, I'm Richie Torres. I am Afro-Latino, LGBTQ, millennial, progressive, and pro-Israel. And I'm pro-Israel not despite my progressivism, but because of it. You know, the first time I ever traveled outside the United States was when I went to Israel. As a kid, I was too poor to travel abroad. And the most powerful experience was my trip to Jerusalem. It's known to be the holiest city in the world, home to people, the most devout people of Jewish and Christian and Muslim faith. And I was struck that even a city as religious as Jerusalem had an open house, an LGBT open house. And that to me spoke volumes about Israel's commitment to LGBTQ equality and visibility. There is no country in the Middle East, more protective of LGBTQ dignity and humanity than the State of Israel. It is truly an oasis of democracy in a region known for brutal authoritarianism. And having been to Israel twice, I can tell you firsthand that I feel at home in Israel, as though it were my own country, because it has values that are recognizably democratic.
Shut the fuck up, ho. Enough. Enough. Basta. I'm not listening to no more. So that's who Richie Torres is. So he's won his goddamn seat now. Oh wow, another Zionist. How underwhelming. What a pile of shit. I mean, like, what was that? Did you hear that bullshit that he just talked about? Look, just first of all, because I was talking about this the other day. Does he know how black Jews are treated inside of Israel? They're not even treated as equal, even though they're Jewish. Yes, you have racism in the only democracy in the Middle East. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, if he actually lived there, because he just said he'd been there twice. If he actually lived there, he would see, man. Not to mention, it's not just like, oh yeah, there's open discrimination. They're in jailed like at 8 times the rate. Okay, like this is statistical, factual shit. Never mind what is happening to the Palestinians, right? It's just to show you that even within, they have discrimination, and it's not a democracy, like he's saying, and like they constantly profess. Bunch of bullshit, man. Bunch of bullshit. So we got another Zionist now in there. Okay, I mean, I bet he will be a real ally to Palestinians. You know, it's just like with Jamal Bowman. So he got rid of Elliot Engel, who's like the AIPAC man. AIPAC being the Zionist lobby. You know, he wrote the letter, for example, saying that, oh, we should push, we meaning the United States. In his words, the United States should push Arab countries not to normalize ties with Syria. Motherfucker, Syria is more Arab than anybody else. Don't fuck around here. And it's ridiculous because if you go back and you look, Syria had diplomatic ties with everybody. You had Bashar al-Assad going to fucking Buckingham Palace, man. Meeting with Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi went to meet Bashar al-Assad. But then they give Tulsi Gabbard shit. Funny how that works, right? And so now they looked at all the criticism that Israel's been receiving, and Bahrain and the Emirates, because they normalize ties. And they're like, oh, we should use that with Syria and make them look like the outcasts. What the fuck? Absurd. Obscene. So he's the motherfucker who wrote that, Elliot Engel. And he also wrote the letter to Mike Pompeo asking him to re-implement the snapback sanctions on Iran. Okay. The UN arms embargo, essentially, right? That's the main piece of it, which failed miserably, which was, I mean, yeah, the Dominican Republic and the US were the only countries in UN Security Council voted for it, only members. Just obscenely embarrassing. And obviously, Mike Pompeo doesn't need encouragement. I mean, he would have probably just, you know, he's going to do it anyway. But nonetheless, the guy's doing it on behalf of AIPAC. They signed off on it. And Ilhan Omar signs the fucking thing, you know? It's like, what are you doing? You could have just not signed it. Why do you have to go and sign it? Like, why do you want to sanction Iran? What the fuck is wrong with you? You know, they call themselves progressives, but they're so on board with sanctions and like more imperialist bullshit. Explain that one to me. What is the US doing wagging its fucking finger in another country's face on the other side of the planet? Fuck off. Mind your own business. This is a really simple concept. And you know, we're supposed to like sit here and tolerate that. Anyway. So, oh, look, we got an update over here. I'm going to pull up the full page. So you can see Richie Torres will be the first openly gay black member of Congress, most likely sharing that distinction with Mondaire Jones, whose race has not yet been called. Yeah, well, you forgot to say that he's a staunch fucking Zionist who supports, you know, apartheid and genocide against Palestinians. You forgot that part. So we'll see results from Arizona soon. Okay. And I read, my brain wanted to read that as Jeremy Corbyn. No, unfortunately. John Cornyn, Republican, wins re-election to the U.S. Senate in Texas. How exhilarating. So, wow, this is proving to be quite the evening. I have a question I have a question for some of you. Did some of you vote only for candidates down the ballot? Let's do a poll. I'm really hoping that none of y'all. Hold on. There we go. Hey, I was trying to scroll back down so you can see the thing. AOC has won her seat. She's won it again. She's won re-election. All right. There you can see. So not 15th like Richie Torres, 14th congressional district in New York. Here we go. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wins re-election in New York's 14th congressional district. Congratulations to her. Maybe now she'll, bring a fight to Nancy Pelosi. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe. No, we won't. So, yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. I was just talking about AOC and the others on Convo Couch. I mean, sheepdogging people back into the fucking Democratic Party. Oh no. Oh no, what are you doing? We're seeing this also in the UK right now where the Labour Party is like fucking dead. And I mean, Democratic Party's been dead for a long time now, but the Labour Party, forget it, man. After what they did to Corbyn, over. Game over. Game over. So hold on, let me read your comments, man. I haven't been reading them. And we got a couple of lovely super chats. I'm so sorry that I missed them. I'm not hearing them for some reason. Neil says, Guaido Agnes 2020. Yeah, that would be a great ticket, right? The imperialist duo. Fuck me. So for those of you who don't know, Guaido is the puppet in Venezuela and Agnes in Bolivia. I think Agnes is going to be facing criminal charges now. I don't know. I mean, man, look, I'm not like somebody who, like, I don't wish evil on other people. We should just fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like these people, they ousted Morales. I mean, it was really disgusting, and it was violent too. People fucking died. They started attacking his family's house as well. His house, it was completely vandalized. I think we covered it. Yeah, I showed you the videos. And there was real violence. People got killed, man. And then they try to charge this guy in absentia, and it's just like, it's good to see the tables turning on them. It really is, man. It's nice for once to see that imperialism, backfired. Not once. I think in Syria, you could also say that it's backfired. It's not over yet, but Bolivia, beautiful. And now, he'll be back, inshallah, Morales, and there you go. So we got another update over here, two different updates. Let me read them to you. Carlos Jimenez, Republican, wins Florida's 26th congressional district, and Tommy Tuberville, it's a funny name, Tuberville, Republican, wins the U.S. Senate seat in Alabama. How do people from Alabama say Alabama? Alabama. I was watching that scene the other day. I think I posted it on Twitter. I was trying to make fun of the Russia Gators. And smells like conspiracy. Oh, man. Everything is a conspiracy to them. We got another update. Arizona has reported much of its early vote expected to favor Democrats. And Biden has a big lead in Maricopa County, which counts for about 60% of the state's voters. You guys remember in 2016 when the New York Times, they put on the front page that Hillary Clinton had an 85% chance of winning? Fuck, I don't know how they calculated that. Michael Moore was, whose show was he on the other day? But anyway, he was talking about the polls this election. So it's just a few days ago. And he said, if you look at the polls, again, they're not going to fucking matter anymore now, but always his advice, his guidelines were that you take Biden's number and you cut it in half. And then, of course, you have to take into account the margin of error. And I hate statistics, and that's why I don't like polls. No, but seriously, who knows, dude? Girl. Uh, yeah, like I was saying, Nevada polls are still open. Yeah. I'm just trying to keep up from multiple sources to see what's going on. But last time, like I said, results were coming out until about 7, 8 in the morning. So what time is that for you guys? Depends where you are. New York? That's going to be 2 a.m. If you're on the West Coast, then 11. We'll see, man. We're going to stay here until the end, until nothing fundamentally changes. Biden is leading in Maricopa County by 10 points so far, with 3/4 of its vote estimated to be counted. If that margin holds up, it will be difficult for Trump to win Arizona. Let's see. We'll have to wait and see. In Arizona, how many electors do they have? I've got a map of the U.S. that shows me the electors, the number of electors per state, but it doesn't have the names of the states. I'm having to fucking guess the states by the shape. Which one is Arizona? Damn, that's Texas. And Arizona is it's just 2 states over, so 11, right? They got 11 electors. That's sizable, considerable. There you go. We'll see what happens. I love how Florida is still on 94%. Florida, if you remember in the year 2000 with Bush, that was a good one. That was exciting. So that was a shit show. He stole that fucking election. Everyone knew back then that he had stolen it. Everyone knew. And we know now that he stole it. We always knew this motherfucker stole it. It's Bush. Too bad he didn't, teach Jeb how to work the magic. Honestly, you know what I always found funny is that you had 2 Bushes in office, right? You had senior and junior war criminal, senior war criminal and the junior war criminal. And this motherfucker thought that his name still had any positive brand recognition. Go and change your name. Go and change it to anything, to Popsicle, and come back, and that would be better than running with the name Bush. No one wants your fucking name. I mean, as we've seen, they're trying to rehabilitate the war criminals, but if you guys remember the Republican debates in 2016. You also had about 10 candidates, so it was kind of like the opposite of this time. I mean, this time there were no contenders for Trump. Some states canceled their primaries outright. The Democratic Party, Democratic primary, how many candidates did we have? Like 20 something, 27 is ridiculous. We've seen, and in the debates with 10 people. So that's how the Republican primary was in 2016. The Democratic primary was just Hillary and Bernie, and then you look at the Republicans. Oh my God, it's like Ben Carson, Donald Trump, Chris Christie, who else? Jeb Bush, and Trump just bodied them, which is obscene. Like, these are career politicians. You would assume that they have a minimum of tact, but I mean, again, we're talking about Jeb Bush here and Chris Christie, so Not exactly. It's just a clown show. It's just a clown show. And I remember distinctly when we were talking. What was the question? I don't know. But it was about Palestine and Israel, and perhaps about the two-state solution. And I kid you not, you had Marco Rubio as well. I kid you not, man. The only person on that stage in 2016 who said something even remotely positive about Palestinians was Trump. I was like, what the fuck? Let me rewind that. Nah, I misheard. And what really bothers me the most is that he was going on talk shows and stuff during the campaign and telling the truth about Syria. Again, something that completely astonished me, because I was like, hold on a second. How does this dumb motherfucker know this? And why is he saying it even? I mean, obviously we know why. He's just trying to be antagonistic. And I mean, that's the thing with Trump. He'll speak the truth if it serves him, right? If he can make the others look bad. And he was speaking the truth. It's like Obama's giving these supplies, logistics, weaponry to, well, you know, they always said like, oh, it's just radios and medical supplies, no weapons. Yeah, right. Operation Timber Sycamore. So Donald Trump was criticizing him for that. He was saying, we don't even know who these rebels are, the moderate rebels in Syria that we're giving all this money to. And I was like, yes, exactly. Thank you. Someone is finally fucking saying it, even though it's unfortunately Trump. And of course he gets elected and just keeps the same bullshit going, you know. Of course, it's the empire, man. What do you expect? They'll say anything just to get in office. And then, of course, everything is business as usual. And yeah, so, you know, I was looking at those pictures today from Iraq, and it's just, that's the thing with Iraq, man. It's like one atrocity after the next. You know, you think you've seen it all, quote unquote, and then you find another atrocity and another atrocity. It's just never ending. And it's still ongoing, man. It's still ongoing. That country is not fucking stable. That country is not fucking back to normal. Okay? You know, just for Fallujah, which I was talking about earlier, Fallujah is nicknamed the city of mosques, okay? Because the skyline, again, we're not talking about like skyscraper skyline, but just the skyline. You have all these beautiful domes, minarets, right? So lots of mosques. 70% of that city has been destroyed. Could you imagine 70% of your city, of the buildings just being fucking leveled? I really want you to think about that. 70 fucking percent. I mean, even 1% is wrong. It's an act of war. It's an aggression. But just think about the scale of that, how devastating that is. And that's just buildings, right? Never mind the children that are born with birth defects because of all the depleted uranium. I mean, these are some of the most horrific atrocities and crimes against humanity. I mean, really. I'm not even going to tell you the shit that I saw today in the pictures. It's so... And not a single fucking person is held accountable. And I just want to point out another thing. You know, the reason that they use this depleted uranium inside of the, you know, rocket-propelled grenades... they got the cannons on top of the Apaches. They've also got on the tank shells. The reason they use it is because it's better at piercing armor. Okay. But they don't fucking need it because they phased it out in 2007 after it was way too late. They destroyed Fallujah completely in 2004, 2005. Again, think about that. It's not like you could have survived the war and then your fucking DNA is corrupted by the radiation and then your kids are born with defects. How horrific is that? Like, you're passing on this war to another generation. It's not even been born yet. Do you ever hear anything about this in the media? Again, I need you to understand this. Like, we're talking about the city. Fallujah has the most birth defects anywhere in the world. That is a fucking atrocity. It's horrific. So, just another update over here regarding Ohio. Delaware County, Trump has a 5-point lead there. Wow. Trump carried this county by 16 points in 2016. So yeah. A few months ago, what is this? 2 months ago now, BBC, they put out this new documentary, Once Upon a Time in Iraq. And again, I explained to you my issues with it. I felt there were some points where they were still pushing propaganda that, oh, look, there were so many Iraqis who were pro-war. No, there weren't. The vast majority of people usually are not in favor of being invaded, I can assure you. And that's one subtle narrative that they're trying to push. And they've tried to alleviate some of the blame from the Americans. You know, when they would talk about the Americans, it was more like, oh, well, they committed war crimes, but look, we're going to come and interview the soldier who committed war crimes and let him tell his side of the story and make you, the viewer, you know, empathize with them. What? You just executed a family, motherfucker. I'm not going to empathize with you. I don't care that you have PTSD. You fucking murdered a family in a car. How is that excusable? I don't need your side of the story. You have no fucking business being there on the other side of the planet, emptying a fucking machine gun on a car. What the fuck? And that's what they're trying to push in that documentary. And that's disgusting. And yes, of course, they showed the side of the Iraqis, and they interviewed several people, but still, you know, just a second. There's a lot, man. Yeah, so the good thing about Once Upon a Time in Iraq, there's a good accounts, testimonies in there. But I felt like everything that came after the invasion, so we're talking about the sectarian violence, we're talking about Al-Qaeda, we're talking about ISIS, they didn't really drive home the point enough that this all resulted because of the invasion. I mean, they did a bit, but yeah, so go watch it if you haven't, because despite the criticisms that I just raised, it is still extremely eye-opening and upsetting. And I mean, I'm not saying that because I want you to be upset, but you know, it's gut-wrenching and important, and that's just a drop in the ocean. And that's what I was trying to say before, is that all of these atrocities, they're so grave. But then you realize that they're just a fraction of the total, and it's mind-boggling. I don't think we'll ever know the true extent of what the war in Iraq did. And you should, as a matter of fact, consider the war in Syria. I mean, that's also related to it, right? This power vacuum, ISIS spilling over. And then people are coming out voting for this motherfucker and saying he's the lesser of two evils. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. You know, Donald Trump might be a piece of shit, but he didn't push the fucking war in Iraq. Like, I mean, he just didn't. You know, he continues it, but he wasn't an architect of it. That's just a fact. And again, he's still a piece of shit. I mean, he bombed my country. But no one understands the true gravity, the true scale of what happened in Iraq, and that's why they vote for war criminals like this. That's why people are able to somehow rehabilitate them. So Trump campaign officials, again, this is from Annie Carney, Washington. She's saying Trump campaign officials said they were optimistic about the numbers they were seeing with Hispanic voters in Nevada, following the same trend in Florida. So Florida right now is 94%. 94% completed, but you know, you never know with Florida. By the way, I wanted to show you what I posted earlier. Where the hell is it? Maybe we're lucky we already have a winner. Who could it be? Oh, I think. There we go. George Bush wins Florida. Oh, God. I hate this guy so much. People are like, where did you get such a high definition picture of this war criminal? No, but seriously, I'm really... This is the video that I made earlier today. So if you haven't seen it yet, let me play it to you, okay?
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger. On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance. I want Americans and all the world to know that coalition forces will make every effort to spare innocent civilians from harm.
Come on, fire!
We come to Iraq with respect for its citizens, for their great civilization, and for the religious faiths they practice. I know that the families of our military are praying that all those who serve will return safely and soon. Millions of Americans are praying with you for the safety of your loved ones and for the protection of the innocent. And you can know that our forces will be coming home as soon as their work is done. We will pass through this time of peril and carry on the work of peace.
Keep shooting.
We will defend our freedom.
Oh, it's their fault for bringing their kids to a battle. That's right.
We will bring freedom to others. And we will prevail. May God bless our country and all who defend her.
Yep. That was it, man. That was the declaration of war against Iraq in 2003. And I remember it, you know? I still remember it, man. So early exit polls from Arizona are showing that voters over 65 prefer Biden by 5 percentage points. Okay, boomer. In other words, this is not your grandparents' Arizona full of conservative retirees. Fascinating. Now, just to go back to Bush very quickly, do you see what I noted before is that no matter who wins, they're continuing this legacy. They are. They are. You know, whether it's sanctions, whether it's bombing campaigns, people are being killed. People are being oppressed. And it's not like they just do one. They do both anyway. But, you know, the liberals are just waiting to go back to brunch, man. So we're going to find out in a few hours if brunch is on. Otherwise, shit, do you remember what happened last time? Do you remember what happened last time? Because, again, I was watching the whole shit, man. And you had this plaza in New York that was like packed full to the brim with Hillary supporters. You know, that's great.